learn the most out of what you're doing? And there's a lot of guys out there that think they can take a car or a truck or a van and modify it. And then once they get into it, they go, wow, this is a little bit bigger than I thought.
Absolutely.
What have you learned from your experiences?
Well, look, I needed a lot more money when I started it than I actually had. I mean, the certification process alone to become a manufacturer is like $1 million in fees, and I have to crash test and write off 2 cars. So this is where the numbers come in really important. The tooling element alone will probably be $1 million, $2 million in tooling costs. So if I'd have known that when I started, I may not have started. But we were quite resourceful, and you know, we launched with just 3D renders of the car at SEMA last year. I started telling people about it, and you know, we got such an amazing reaction to our renders, which is all that are still on our website. We're still building our full website, and we're pre-launch right now. But we just got such an amazing reaction. We then started taking deposits. We very quickly went to a contract with a Middle East distributor and in Europe, and you know, it became obvious that there was a real appetite for what we were doing. I think there's so many people doing modified stuff with Range Rovers, just doing body kits. It's just a bit boring now. You know, they all look very similar. It's all add-on parts, whereas if you see our arches are not an add-on part. It's a new press wing with a flared arch. It flows into the bumper, and you know, it's just totally different. It's times 10 what everyone else does, basically.
Additional question for you. Say you're a Range Rover manufacturer, you're a designer, you work for Range Rover full-time, you started out when you were 18, and you've manufactured this beautiful car, you've created it. And here comes a young buck coming up, and he decides that he's going to twist some things around and make it different. How are those guys accepting it? How are the guys that because a lot of planning goes into what they do, but then you have a vision, you've taken what they've done. How do those guys accept it?
Well, that's a really good question, actually, and it's a bit awkward because I can't actually mention names, but we're in contact with some current guys within the design team at Land Rover, and with a very senior ex-Land Rover designer who's been supportive of the project. And I think, like any car manufacturer, they probably had a list of 20 things they wanted to do, and you know, I'm sure a coupe was on there. And in fact, I believe that in 2013, the next Range Rover Sport will include a 2-door derivative. I'm not going to take any credit for whether or not that was through our project, but you know, the reality is doing a high-end SUV in low numbers in the sort of $250,000 to $300,000 bracket, it's just never going to be sold by Range Rover. So I think they're watching with interest, not overly critical. We're not an approved product with Range Rover, but we have a friendly relationship with both dealers and with the company at a certain level. I'm not sure what people at a senior level think about it, but you know, we're just doing our own thing.
You are doing your own thing. You've created that niche market, and I congratulate you on that. It's a great looking car, the 2-door Range Rover, and welcome to California. You're going to be establishing your business in California and also overseas, so that's great. Nice talking with you.